Hi, everyone. We will kick off the meeting officially on September 25th at 5:32. In attendance are myself, Risha Hess, Betsy Brooks, Premila Nair, and that's a quorum. And then we're joined by Kiko and Maheen from the Health Department. So I was just trying to pull up the agenda and I don't have it, but I think the beginning is open questions, and I think I do see an attendee has joined. Sorry, still trying to get that agenda. I'm not finding it.
Do you want me to resend it to you, Risha, or I can just tell you that I'll resend it to you, and that the first item is public comment. And then old business, and then old business, and then the new business is the tobacco sales permit transfer.
Great. So just for anybody, I see we have one attendee. We will have two comment sections here, one before we start anything. And then if it's okay with everyone, I'd like to move a comment section before we take the vote on each, because I suspect that if there's anyone here that wants to comment, it's very specific to the topics that we're talking about. So I see a Satnam. If you would like to make a comment before we discuss anything, please feel free to raise your virtual hand now and we'll let you in to make a comment. If not, you can wait till the conversation that we have two agenda items of two different tobacco permits. Okay, I don't see a hand. So Kiko, I'm going to hand it over to you for the first item.
Okay. And then in Satnam, in case there's a chance that you didn't know how to raise your hand, we will, as we're discussing this item, we will unmute you to see if there's anything that you wanted to say about this tobacco sales permit transfer, because it does relate to your business. So thanks everybody for joining at short notice. We did send out two documents. Really, we convened this meeting specifically to talk about this tobacco sales permit transfer. And then one other issue came across my desk after the agenda had gone out, which was also tobacco related. And I thought, let's just quickly add it to the agenda because I anticipate that it will be brief. Both of these items should be brief. So the first one is that Sutkartar and Sons, which is Satnam Hans's business, purchased Russell's Liquors on Main Street, 18 Main Street, just around the corner from the Banks Community Center. And it was within 30 days of purchasing that business, he applied for a transfer of that tobacco sales permit from Russell's Liquors to his new business. The name of the business has not changed. The business is sort of identical. Not that that really matters, but just so you know. So this is a very routine thing. We don't have any new tobacco sales permits. This is a transfer of one because there are only 14 in the town. So one of those 14 is being transferred from the former owners of Russell's Liquors to Mr. Hans and his company. The application was sent to all of you. It's complete, filled out correctly with all the necessary insurance certificates, and also the licenses from the Department of Revenue at the state level for 3 forms of tobacco: vapes, cigars and smoking tobacco, and cigarettes. So all of that is in order. And I just referred you also to the Board of Health regulations and to the section of the regulations that say that a transfer such as the one I've just described needs to be approved by the Board of Health. So I don't know if this is the first time this board has looked at something like this. It's also the first time that I have looked at something like this in my role as Public Health Director. It seems very straightforward to me. Just wondering if there are any questions or concerns.
No, just to add that I, like I'm sure others did, reread the regulations, and it seems like this is very straightforward. There's no, it's not coming up against any of the things that would make it more difficult or an exception. It's certainly from where I don't know if anyone else saw anything different. I see Betsy saying no. Satnam, did you want to say anything before we take a vote? You're unmuted.
But yeah, go ahead. Can you unmute Maheen?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, you guys listening me?
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you now.
Okay.
Did you want to add anything? It seems quite straightforward, but just in case you wanted to say anything, is there anything you wanted to add?
I just want to say that thank you to giving me opportunity. That's it.
All right. So I think we need a motion to approve the transfer of it's a tobacco sales permit, or is that the correct language? Okay.
So moved.
Can I get a second? I don't know if Premila is there and able to second. I mean, I can second, but we do need Premila's vote, so.
Oh, she's muted.
Yeah. So can you hear me now?
Yes.
We can't
can-
hear
we
you
can hear you.
anymore.
These are more complicated for me than I second it. And I'm happy to vote.
Okay, so all those in favor, I either need to hear a verbal aye or, okay, or you can raise your physical hand. All right, everyone, it is unanimous. It has passed. The permit is transferred.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Hans.
It's really appreciated that all of you to giving me opportunity.
You're welcome. Okay,
All
take care.
All right, and then the second agenda, oh, Jack is joining. Hi, Jack.
Hi.
You missed the first vote, but you're here for
Oh.
the second.
Okay. No problem.
It passed. The tobacco permit was transferred. So Kiko, over to you for the second issue.
Okay, so, oops, am I muted? No, okay. So the second issue was that we got an inquiry from Neil Patel, who is the owner of Amherst Wines and Spirits, or Amherst Liquors, I think it's known by both, on College Street. And he is considering a move to another building just up the street where there's a furniture store right now. What's it called? Talon Furniture, where it was. I think maybe it's still, the sign is still there. So just a little ways up the road. The only concern so he reached out to the licensing coordinator, Steve McCarthy, about this. I don't think he's signed the papers yet, but this is what he's planning to do. And Steve raised the issue that this site is within 500 feet of the old East Street School. But I did some research, and the East Street School is not a current school. That building is no longer owned by the school district. It's slated for redevelopment. It's going to be turned into housing. All of that paperwork has been done. The housing project's been approved by the Zoning Board of Appeals, and they're just waiting for funding to proceed with the development. So that won't be a school. So the retail density requirements that are in the regulations about a tobacco establishment not being allowed within 500 feet of a school doesn't apply in this case. So I did that research in between sending you the info and adding this to the agenda, thinking that this was the answer I was going to be able to present to all of you. And in fact, that is the choice. So it's really, in my estimation, not an issue, but wanted to put it before the board just to make sure that you all are seeing it the same way that I am.
Just sort of curious. I don't have any problem with it, but Amherst Wines and Spirits it seems to me it's on Shumway Street. It doesn't have frontage on, I mean, it's right next to the subway. So that's odd to me, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I think the proximity to the East Street School still applies with the move. So I was just curious about that.
And Kiko, I mean, I can't answer that, Pramila.
Yeah.
That's
I
okay.
think
I wasn't
I
really
think I-
expecting an answer unless someone knew, but
my understanding is that we have nothing to do with this right now, right? We don't have to take a vote because it hasn't actually happened, but it might just be helpful that he knows that if he wants to go ahead and move, that the health department or the Board of Health has no issue
Yeah,
with the transfer of license.
that's right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we would have to officially vote on it.
Well, I actually don't know that it's not technically a license
Okay.
transfer because it doesn't involve the sale of a business.
it's a
It's just the movement of a business. So I don't think
Okay.
this will come before the board again. Unless I'm mistaken, it shouldn't come before the board again.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably can't move any closer because you're going to get to the new school it's not that far,
Yeah,
but where that location is, no issues.
right. Okay.
Okay, any other comments or questions from anybody, board members or Kiko?
I don't think I have anything else. No.
Okay, and are there any last public comments or questions? Raise hand if so. And since I don't see any, I am going to close the meeting. Thank you all for being willing to join quickly. I'm glad we could not hold up the license transfer for 2 weeks and allow this to move forward. So I appreciate it. And I guess I always forget, I don't need to vote to close the meeting, do I? Do I? Okay, I'm going to say it is officially closed at 5:43. And that's it. Thank you all.
Okay.
Have a great
Take
evening.
care.
Thanks, everybody.
thank
Have a
you.
good
Bye-bye.
evening.
Yep.